Media blame game. You watch it, all the various different networks. It's actually, it's hard to avert your eyes. It's like watching a liberal train wreck. Actually, if you were going to ever advertise, I was thinking about this, you're going to ever advertise on CNN and MSNBC, today would have been the day to do it. Today would have been the day to do it because you're going to get a lot of eyeballs on CNN and MSNBC and ABC and NBC and CBS and all of the networks out there because everyone's watching to see how they're going to handle this complete collapse. My watchdog on Wall Street axis of evil, essentially the big club. The big club that George Carlin talked about that you and I are in. Media, big business, and politicians working hand in hand to further their own needs. They're playing right now, and they're doing their analysis of why Kamala Harris lost. How did she lose the election? Now, again, there's no real reasonable analysis out, at least that I have seen, based upon her policies, the fact that quite frankly she didn't do many interviews, oftentimes sounded incoherent, no real accomplishments, the fact that she was installed as the presidential nominee without any sort of election after not being able to garner a single vote last time around when Tulsi Gabbard took her out in debate. There's a lot of, actual reasons that you could probably point to. But no, it's come down to right now, if you're listening to these people, it's the fact that half the country is a bunch of racist, misogynist, morons. You actually had Joe Scarborough this morning basically saying that Latinos and blacks, they don't like women. I'm paraphrasing. Don't like women, can never vote for women, can't stand women leadership. Never about the actual merits of the candidate. It's the fact that, we the people, myself, yourself, we're a bunch of morons. Cavemen. I was just thinking about that. Remember that Saturday Night Live skit with Phil Hartman when he was caveman lawyer? Yeah, that's basically a bunch of Neanderthals that we are, that can't make decisions for ourselves. The vitriol in this campaign was, without a doubt, the worst I've ever seen. The worst I've ever seen. Nazi, racist, Hitler, fascist. We've covered it all here on the program. That's the type of words that were being thrown around. Now, again, you've had people in the media, you've had people use those words oftentimes in criticizing policies of a president. Again, the type of language that was used and was directed, and I didn't mention the fact that you've got the media going after you and I, saying that because of the way we think or who we want to vote for, whatever it may be, it makes us subhuman. Evil. So they're basically, again, placing the blame on us. I don't get. I don't know who watches these people. I really don't. Some of it again on the election night got to be kind of funny. You saw a couple of them that were just unwilling to accept reality. They still thought the red Mirage was going to work. Late at night, Trump is up. You take a look at the exit polls, everything pointing in his direction. Everything pointing in his direction. And they're like, nope, no, it was like the Black Knight from Monty Python. It's just a flesh wound. And that's how they were acting. These are not very good people. And I'm putting that mildly. Okay? Putting that mildly. Some of the things that were downright frightening again. Chris Hayes on MSNBC basically saying, okay, we're going to need to send in the deep state. We're going to need to send, in essence, what he said. We're going to send in the deep state to stop Trump. And again, I've cited this before. I remember when Chuck Schumer said that to Rachel Maddow, talking about, oh yeah, the intelligence agencies, they got 6 ways past Sunday to go after you. And that's what they did back in 2016. Do you remember all the BS Russia crap that took place at that point in time? Anyway, it is, again, it's not my job. I don't like to be judgmental. I've talked about this here on the program when it comes to individuals. However, I know evil when I see it. I know evil when I see it, and I'm not calling out individuals as evil. I'm calling out their actions as evil. I take a great deal of pride in doing the podcast, doing the show. Sometimes I've been doing this for 25 years. Have I been accurate all the time here on the program? Have I gotten things wrong here on the program? I have. And when I do, or again, even when a listener says, hey, Chris, you're off on that factor, that number, I correct it. It is a big responsibility. But when you are out in front of people, you are in essence, you're teaching them. These people, these elites, again, these people in the big club, again, Watchdog on Wall Street, axis of evil. They're about themselves. And again, they are about by any means necessary because they believe that their way of life and the way they want things to be is right. They believe that they should say anything, do anything, whatever it may be to achieve it, and it's okay. It's not. It's not. There is again, there's, people having fun on social media when it comes to, the meltdown that many liberals are having. Now, again, I honest to God, you see them, they're out there, they're hard not to watch, these, left-wing kids and adults out there having absolute meltdowns because of this election. And it's easy to make fun of them. I'm going to throw something out there. Don't do that. Don't do that. You should feel sorry. You should feel sorry because these are just kids that have been misled. And that's a no-no. Okay? That's a no-no. See, you got this issue in our society, in our country. Nobody fears God. I do. I you know what? I'm scared. I'm scared that I may get something wrong. I may lead somebody or point somebody in the wrong direction. Okay, I'm going to share with you some, I'm sorry, I'm going to do it. My show. Bible quotes here. This is from Titus. Teachers should demonstrate integrity, dignity, and sound speech. This is the one that is important. And again, these people out there in the media, they could care less. Teachers will be held to a higher standard of judgment because their words have a deep impact on people's knowledge of God and Christian character. Again, it's applicable for everything. For everything. Teachers should be ready to teach. This is Timothy. Teachers should be ready to teach at all times and should reprove, rebuke, and exhort with patience. And there's many other examples as well. But when you have an entire group of people that is willing to just make things up and lie again and again over everything, and it's, how is it okay? Now, sometimes things might not come out right. You may say things the wrong way, and some things may get misinterpreted, whatever it may be. Or you may hear something the wrong way, and you may criticize. Well, you can correct that. I mean, you had Barack Obama this past week at a rally talking about how Donald Trump was saying that, about that Charlotte rally, that there was good people on both sides. And I'm paraphrasing, saying Nazis and all of they're good people too. He knows that's a lie. Yet you go on stage and you pick up a microphone and you knowingly do that. How is that okay? To all of you liberals, and again, you guys are so in love with yourselves, you guys like to smell your own farts and think it smells like potpourri. How is that okay? Justify it. Explain it to me. It's not. I have a certain worldview that might be different than your worldview. I'm going to try to get you to see things my way in an intelligent, Socratic, coherent manner. I'm not going to lie to make that happen or try to tear other people down, whatever it may be. That's wrong. That's wrong. These are not good people. They're not. And again, I'm going back to my oftentimes very difficult to adhere to Catholic sensibilities, and you got to kind of pray for these people, and you have to try. You have to, by rule, you have to forgive them. Okay, but you really got to, say a prayer for all those kids out there. All those kids out there that have been lied to. That have been lied to, been told one lie after another lie after another lie. And what's the old saying? The lie becomes the truth. Ain't gonna be easy to reach them. It's not. It's not. It's a difficult thing to do. Kind of on a side note, I try to explain this to people all the time. When you're teaching people to do something, you want to teach them the right way from the get-go. It's difficult to break bad habits or break bad ideas or fake ideas or lies. It's a hard thing to do. It's the reason why I don't play golf right now. I don't have the time yet to learn how properly, and I don't want to develop bad habits. But anyway, I'm just off the beaten track. That's where we are today. That's what the media did, the media blame game. They can look to themselves. But the sooner we tune them out, the better. The better. And I mentioned this before. I'm encouraged. I am. I'm encouraged. You got more and more people tuning into Joe Rogan and other podcasts where people can sit down and have a discussion about ideas for hours, talk about a myriad of different things. That is a complete break from the mainstream media. I hope it goes in that direction. You watching the left going after Rogan? Rogan's pretty much been a Democrat his entire life. You take a look at where he came from, what he did, how he built it up, the type of person he is. It's like, remember from Ferris Bueller? They call him, the secretary. He's a righteous dude. He's a righteous dude. And again, that's, I think, what we should all aspire to be in everything that we're going to do. You're not supposed to lie. You're not supposed to make things up. What they have done is despicable. How they have acted is, it's hard to even get your arms around. just how bad this cycle was, how awful they are. You watch the meltdown. You watch Jen Psaki. You watch Chris Hayes. Watch Joy Reid. It's demented, quite frankly. And the sooner the country realizes that that's the evil, that's the cancer, the sooner we can pull it all together. Watchdog on wallstreet.com.